So if you've been watching my videos, the video that I did, not the last one, but the one before, I showed you this card that that Karen showed us how to make. And I wanted to have another go at that. So this is what I did today using the Botanical Bliss stamp set. So what I've got here is rich raspberry cardstock with black. I think the black and rich raspberry go really well, but also I think it goes really well with very vanilla. I don't think it was quite right with Whisper White. And then I've used rich raspberry ink to decorate the front of my card. So you can see how this goes together. We've got this diamond on the front here. It's actually a square. And then opening up, and again using the Botanical Bliss stamp set, I've got a nice leafy flourish going on here. That's in rich raspberry, and then I've stamped the sentiments in black. And I just think this very vanilla goes really well with the rich raspberry. I'm really pleased with that. I try not to think too much about putting colours together, because I think the more you think about it, the more likely it is to go wrong. So not really thinking too much about it, that's what I come up with. And I just did want to have another go at that. I don't like to learn it once and that's it, never do it again. So yeah, so that's what I did. So I'm going to show you how to make that, but very, very quickly, because Karen has her own blog post on this, so I really don't want to take that away from her there. So there will be a link to it in the description bar. But just very quickly, all you need, let me just see if I can raise this camera a bit. I've been trying to play about with my craft space and it's not been going too well. Just playing about with it at the moment. So we've got a piece of A4 cardstock. Don't have to cut it down at all. On the short side, we just score right down the middle at 4 1/8 of an inch. And then on the long side, we score at 4 1/8. And then we make a mark here, which is at 5 1/2. And then make a mark here and here, which is 7 1/4. And then we just score those. We just join those up by scoring them. And then what you do is that you need to bring this, well, fold and burnish there. Just bring that forward, fold and burnish. Open that up, and then what you need to do with these score lines is push them up. You can't rush it. You've kind of got to convince the paper that it wants to fold against the way it wants to go. So you just push this and push it. Try not to damage the card too much, although you are going to cover it. Push it and push it, so eventually it folds in on itself like that, and you end up with that. Just with a few simple score lines can produce something that looks so clever. But my reason for this video today is to showcase some DSP, some ink, some cardstock, and also the Stamparatus and the stamp set. So this is the one that we're using. I've also got some dies as well that can be used with this, but they are dies that they're kind of like tag topper dies. I'll do a video on it so I can show you what I mean. But I'd never used this set before today. And it is going to be rolled over into the new catalogue. So another reason why I've got this out today, I thought I'd better start playing with the things that are rolling over to the new catalogue. So I'm using this, where is it? The Happy Birthday, this leafy flourishy thing. Yeah. Oh, and the flowers as well. So let me show you what I've done with that and all the different sizes and things as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is decorate this. So at the moment that looks like a diamond, but actually what it is a square. So if you are cutting DSP, you don't have to use the DSP that I've used, but if you are using DSP that's got a particular direction, please take care when you're cutting that out and making sure that you actually use the correct direction. Otherwise it could be that you put it on like that on your square and you go to turn it round and it's a bit skew-if. So be aware of that. So the first thing we need is a square piece of DSP, no we don't, a square piece of black cardstock I'm using for this. Again, you can choose whatever colours you like, probably depending on the DSP that you choose. So we're going to have a piece of black like that. That is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then I've got a piece of DSP, so there's no direction to that, it can be any way round. This is from Petal Promenade. beautiful paper. Look at this on the back rather. A really very, very authentic marble print. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it doesn't matter which way round this goes, that's just going to stick on there like that. And that's 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. And I'm going to stick that on there like that. And then we have a piece of Very Vanilla, which is 3 inches square. And after we've decorated it, it's going to sit on there like that. So this is where the Stamparatus comes in. I just want to show you this and how you can do some real, I'm putting things down, you bet your life I'm going to lose them, some real precision stamping. So because these are clear mount stamps, I've taken the silicone mat off and I'm just going to be using this grid paper, which means that we can get everything nice and square. So I've just got one plate on, but you can have another plate if you're doing multiple stamping. At the moment I'm just going to use this one. So what I want to do using the grids, and let's take they come with magnets. They are the strongest magnets you will ever come across, and I have to fight to get them off the back of the Stamparatus. Oh, and it's all falling apart. Should have prepared that before. So we've got that, and it also comes with another pane as well that sits on there so that you can stamp that way and stamp that way. So let's put my card on there, and I can check that it's lined up because I'm using the lines to line it up. And I'm just going to put one of the magnets on there like that, just to keep that in place. That is going nowhere. Those magnets are so strong. So what I wanted to do with this is put happy birthday in the middle. So I'm going to take my stamp, and you have the image facing upwards. So I'm just going to put that. I've cleaned these before I've started. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm then going to take this little flowery, leafy, flourishy thing, and I'm just going to put that there like that. Okay, and then I've got another one. So I'm going to use, what I'm going to do first is pick that up there like that, so that that pane picks up the stamp. And it has left a little bit of a mark, but that's going nowhere. Those stamps are going nowhere, so we haven't got anything to worry about there. It's just left a little bit of a mark on it. And I'm going to put, just so that we can save some time, I'm going to put that on there like that, and then I'm going to bring this pane over and then pick up that stamp and move that over there. Okay, so we can do 2 lots of stamping in one go, and then what I'll do is I'll move the other flourish over, move that flower over, be job done. So let's get my rich raspberry ink. I love rich raspberry. It's such a rich colour. It is. It's a really rich, deep colour. How do you describe rich raspberry? It's rich. So what I'm doing, which you probably can't see, I'm just putting ink. Let me just move that down so I can show you. Just putting ink on my stamp like that. Getting it on the pane as well, but I can wipe that off. And then I'm going to put some ink on there like that. And then before I stamp, I'm just going to get a tissue or a wipe that's just kind of drying out a bit. And I'm just going to wipe those off because I do not want them to end up on my work. Just wiped that off. Let's dry it with a bit of tissue. Okay, so let's bring this top pane over, That's going to come over like that. Everything is in place, nothing has moved. I can walk away from it, nothing will move. And then I'm just going to press down firmly, not too hard, just press down firmly there. And then lift that up like that. That has stamped beautifully. If it hadn't, you can re-ink and go back. Nothing has moved. So then bring this pane over like that and push that down, lift it up, and a perfect stamp. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take that happy birthday one away because we don't want that. I'm going to clean off the stamp because when I go to put it down, if it doesn't go down in the right place, then it is going to leave an impression, or it's going to leave a stamp. So let's just clean that off. So the next thing I'm going to do is place this where I want it to go. That's just going to go there. Try and get it down first time if it's got a bit of ink left. Just wipe off the other stamp. And then I'm going to place that where I want that to go. Like that. Bring this one over. We don't need the two, just need one. And then get my ink pad. Ink it up. You probably can't see that there. There's only a limited amount of room. I've just inked up those stamps again. Actually didn't get ink all over the plate this time. That makes a change. And then bring it over. And stamp. Just press that down firmly. Check that it's stamped properly. And there we are. Just beautiful stamping to ensure that you get it spot on every time. So I'm just going to very gently take that away. I'm going to put that to one side. I've also got another piece of Very Vanilla, which I'll go through the measurements of this in a minute, but I do want to stamp this one as well. So this is the inside of the card. Like that. So I've just lined that up very carefully so that I can get it where I want it. Put my magnet there. Get rid of these because I've finished with these now. And the one that I want to use now is this kind of leafy flourish, but I'm still going to use rich razzleberry. So I'm going to put that where I want it to go, like that. Bring the pane over and just press it down. Get my ink. Just bring this over to show you. Ink up my... Oh, it's come off. That does happen from time to time. I probably just didn't press down hard enough. So I now need to be very careful what I'm doing now. Only on camera. It was perfect earlier. But there we are. Just cleaning that off because when I go to put that back down again, it's just going to leave a mark. I never pretend these things go right first time. Something always goes wrong. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? So, I'm going to put the stamp down where I want it to go. Oh, fingers crossed it works this time. I'm just going to just press down a little bit more firmly there to make sure that's on. That's not going to move anywhere, so even though it's left a mark, it's not going anywhere. I'm going to ink up my stamp. Wipe off that plate there. I've been a bit messy. And bring that over. Push it down. And there we are. Stamped perfectly. Let's take that off. And I also want to put happy birthday on there again. So let's clean off my happy birthday stamp. And I'm just going to stamp this now in Memento, which is black. If you've not used that before, kind of a staple black that we use. So I'm going to choose where that's going to go. I can't get my head over the top of this to check that it's straight. Hopefully that's straight. Bring the pane over again, get that pressed down, and then I'm going to just ink that up with the Memento. Press down, and there we go. That's our insert done. Just going to take that off of there, put that to one side. Now we can put together the rest of the card. I'll show you how we do that. Just get this Stamparatus out of the way so it doesn't get broken. Okay then, let's get that out of the way as well before I do any mischief with it. So there's the front of my card. So what I need is, this is 3 7/8 square, that is 3 5/8 square. I'm going to get some wet glue for this. I find that to make sure that it's central, wet glue works so much better, but it's up to you. You could use snail, you could use any type of dispenser adhesive, you could use double-sided tape, so you could use tear and tape, just the glue of your choice. But I do prefer wet glue, and you'll see why in about 10 seconds. And if you've seen videos of mine before, you'll see why. And I always say this, just get a little bit of wiggle room here so that if it wasn't quite straight, because it's wet glue, you can just jiggle it about a bit. Didn't need to on that one. And you've got a few seconds until it sets. So there we go. There's our first bit. And then this is the very vanilla that we decorated. So what I want to do is put some dimensionals on that. I want that to sit up a bit. So turning that over, find my dimensionals, which I've put somewhere, not there, there they are. And I'm just going to put one in each corner. But I think it also needs one right in the middle as well. I'm very frugal with my dimensionals, very frugal. I'm also hopeless at getting these off. Kind of want to say talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this, because it must be the most boring thing to watch. Okay, is that all of them? Yeah. Now, with dimensionals, you do only have one go, but it does need it. I think this card, I think it does need to have dimensionals on there for it to stand up. Just drop it very lightly. Yeah, happy with that. Stick that down. You've got the one in the middle. So we've got that. And that is going to sit there like that. So another bit of glue, which might come out in a minute, eventually. And that's just going to go right in the middle there, so we've got a bit of a border. So just quickly time to manoeuvre that if you need to. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just get that down. Okay, so there's the top part of our card. So if we open this up a bit, what we're going to put here now is, we've got two bits like that. So I've got some black cardstock which measured 5 5/8 by 3 and no, it didn't. Let me say that again. This measured 5 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then I went up 4 1/4, and then I just sliced that off up to the top. And I'm just going to put some, no, I'm not, I'm going to put glue on the back of this. So this one is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. From the bottom, went up to 4 inches, made a mark, and then I sliced from 4 inches right up to the corner. So glue on the back of that one, and I'm just going to put that on there. Just a couple of seconds to wiggle because I do not have that central, but that is going to be it. You literally have seconds, but you do have that time to do that. And then some glue on the back of this to then put it on the card. So this is going to be our front piece. So we're just decorating this with DSP, but you could put all sorts of things on this. You could put die cuts on it, maybe punched out shapes on it. Kind of the world's your oyster, really. Let me show you how I've done this. So that is where our card was, and I've just opened it up, and I just want this right hand piece here. So that's in the top corner on the right. This is at the bottom right. So I've just turned that round, and it makes it easier if you've got the card turned out to put this on. Otherwise you run the risk of getting glue everywhere. Okay, so then the next bit is then this inside one. This measures 5 7/8 by 3 7/8. I've gone up to 4 1/4, made a mark, and I've sliced from 4 1/4 up to that top corner. Just some wet glue on the back of that to finish this off. So just while I'm finishing off these last bits, go and visit Crafty Karen Designs. And I think she's .blogspot.co.uk for full instructions on this. And just go and visit her blog. Go and have a look at some of the things that she's been doing. So there's the inside of our card. So now it can all fold over. And there we have it, a diamond fold card that looks so impressive when somebody's going to get this. You're going to have to make quite a big envelope for this. So the width of it in total is 6 inches. And the height of it is 8 1/4. So you're probably going to have to make your own envelope for this. So 6 inches by 8 1/4. So that's going to be a job for me later on. So yeah, I hope you like that project. Really to showcase the botanical bliss and the oh, it's gone straight out of my head what this is called. Petal Promenade. Oh dear, caught that just in time. And all the different colours that you can use. I hope you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be along soon, still showcasing Botanical Bliss. I'm going to be doing something else with it as part of another challenge that I was given. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye.